Did you or did you not have anything to do with the quad shooting of Tupac Shakur? Because everybody was like, Jack did that.
There's a rumor that you told Pac not to hang out with Haitian Jack, but he didn't listen.
Well, I told Pac, man, I said, I think you're out of your league right now.
So I'm watching him with Jack, and Jack over there going, they playing Tupac, he going, Tupac, come. I'm like, how you nigga go from Tupac to Tupac is your boy? Well, all the jewelry Tupac had on except managed to watch that he had on when I dropped him off at the airport, the necklace. He had everything on.
And you got some people that feel like he was behind the Quad Studios situation too.
I mean, basically hating on Pac, bro. You know what I mean? They, niggas was hating on Pac, bro.
Is it any truth to the rumor involving what Tupac had mentioned on the Machiavelli album and him saying that Haitian Jack had set him up, implying that? Is there any truth to that from your understanding?
No doubt. You know what I'm saying? Because it all made sense.
Haitian Jack might not be as well known in the music industry today, but back in the day, he had a big reputation. He was known as one of the most feared and influential figures in both the streets and the entertainment world. However, he was also one of the most hated people in the rap world during the 90s. A lot of this hate comes from his alleged involvement in some of the most controversial moments in Tupac's life. Many people believe Haitian Jack was connected to the infamous Quad Studios shooting, where Tupac was ambushed and almost killed.
Did you or did you not have anything to do with the quad shooting of Tupac Shakur? Because everybody was like, Jack did that.
Even Tupac himself seemed to believe that Jack was involved in the Quad Studios shooting. There were also rumors that Jack was seen wearing Tupac's stolen jewelry just a day after the incident.
Well, all the jewelry Tupac had on except managed to watch that he had on when I dropped him off at the airport, the necklace. He had everything on.
But it didn't end there. Jack's name came up again in the case that sent Tupac to prison. Tupac claimed that Jack snitched on him to avoid jail time. In fact, on Tupac's posthumous album Machiavelli, he didn't hold back. On the track, Against All Odds, Tupac called Jack out directly, rapping lines about a snitch named Haitian Jack and accusing him of working with the feds.
A real live tale about a snitch named Haitian Jack. Knew he was working for the feds.
Is it any truth to the rumor involving what Tupac had mentioned on the Machiavelli album and him saying that Haitian Jack had set him up, implying that? Is there any truth to that from your understanding?
No doubt. You know what I'm saying? Because it all made sense.
Their relationship was beyond fixing after that, and things only got worse. Jack's influence didn't just damage his ties with Tupac. It's said he was also a reason Tupac and Biggie started drifting apart. Apparently, Biggie had warned Tupac to stay away from Jack, calling him trouble. And even Mike Tyson reportedly gave Tupac the same advice. But Tupac didn't listen, thinking he could handle it.
Well, I told Pac, man, I said, I think you're out of your league right now.
There's a lot to unpack here, so let's dive in. Haitian Jack is a name that holds weight in both the rap industry and the streets. Known as a music executive, promoter, and convicted felon, Jack wasn't just an ordinary player. His connections and influence were unmatched. He even worked with big names like Madonna. But Jack wasn't just about music. He was the guy you called when you needed muscle or something handled. By the early 90s, Jack was a well-known figure in New York's nightlife scene, mingling with athletes, entertainers, promoters, and DJs. If you were in those circles, you'd probably run into Haitian Jack, which is exactly what happened when he met Tupac Shakur in 1993. At the time, Tupac was already making waves as one of the most controversial and outspoken figures in hip-hop. His life seemed to attract drama, and by the time he and Jack connected, both of their names were buzzing for different reasons. Tupac's rise to fame wasn't smooth. He had already sued the Oakland police for $10 million over a jaywalking incident, adding to his rebellious image. Then there was the time Vice President Dan Quayle called for his debut album, Tupacalypse Now, to be banned, after it was linked to a trial where a Texas state trooper was killed. On top of that, in April 1993, Tupac was charged for swinging a baseball bat at a rapper during a concert in Michigan. A few months later, he went on Yo MTV Raps and admitted to beating up the directors of Menace to Society, which landed him 15 days in jail.
I beat up the directors to minister to side. Let me tell the whole world.
All right, tell them why you did what you had to do.
These chump, punk, slump, you know what I'm saying? They fired me, but did it in a roundabout punk snitch way. So I caught them on the streets and beat they behinds. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I was a minister to these.
In 1993, Tupac was in New York working on the cult classic Above the Rim, where he played Birdie, a flashy, charismatic gangster who ruled through fear, a character that closely resembled someone like Haitian Jack. For Tupac, this role wasn't much of a stretch, as he had grown up facing the harsh realities of ghetto life. His mother's struggles with crack addiction had strained their relationship, his father was absent, and the people he looked up to weren't community leaders or role models. They were drug dealers, pimps, and hustlers who ran the streets. When Tupac met Haitian Jack, it was like getting a masterclass in street politics. Jack wasn't just a street figure, he was a legend, known for his swagger, influence, and connections. He embodied everything Tupac had grown up around, but on a bigger, more polished level.
When me and Tupac met, he was doing a movie, Above the Rim. And I didn't know it at the time, but he was studying me for the role that he was playing in this movie.
Years later, during a memorable interview from Rikers Island, Tupac admitted that Haitian Jack had introduced him to a lifestyle he had only seen from a distance. I used to dress in baggies and sneakers. They took me shopping. That's when I bought my Rolex and all my jewels, Tupac recalled. They made me mature and introduced me to all these gangsters in Brooklyn.
I said, look, man, you can't walk around here with your pants hanging off. Homie, let me get you something real. Change up your gear a little bit, man. Pac and Armani, Dolce & Gabbana. You know, I bought him a Rolex.
Jack, on his part, remembered those moments fondly. On Hip Hop Uncovered, he shared a story about Tupac's admiration for him. Jack recalled Tupac saying, "I'm glad I met you when I did because it really helped with that character I was working on." Jack then asked, "You got something for me?" Tupac replied, "Yeah, man, just your swagger, the way you carry yourself, how people are always around you. That was important for me, to see how people gravitate toward a gangster."
One day he said to me, "I'm glad I met you when I did because it really helped me with that character I was working on." And I said, "You got something for me?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, you know, just your swagger, the way you handle yourself and how everybody's always around you. That was important for me to see that."
Their dynamic was like that of a mentor and protege, with Jack guiding Tupac through the unspoken rules of the streets. But their relationship, built on respect and camaraderie, fell apart in November 1993, during an incident that would haunt Tupac forever. On the night of November 18, just before Thanksgiving, Tupac, Haitian Jack, and others were charged with assaulting a 19-year-old woman named Ayanna Jackson in Tupac's hotel room at the Parker Meridian Hotel. Jackson had first met Tupac at a nightclub where they had consensual relations. A few nights later, Jack told Tupac that Jackson was coming over. According to Tupac, the night started normally, with Jack playing host and making drinks. Even Biggie Smalls stopped by briefly before leaving for a show. But things took a dark turn when Jackson and Tupac went to his bedroom. Jackson later alleged that while she and Tupac were alone, other men entered the room and assaulted her. Tupac claimed he felt uneasy when the group entered and left to speak with his publicist in another room before feeling groggy and falling asleep. When he woke up, Jack accused him of letting the attack happen. The fallout was huge, leading to criminal charges for everyone involved. Instead of facing the charges together, Tupac's legal team portrayed Jack as the mastermind, which ended their relationship. On Hip Hop Uncovered, Jack shared his frustration, saying, "Pac was all good when I was doing things for him, until we caught that punk case that could have been beaten. He let his attorneys turn him against me, and that's something I'll never forgive. I'm ride or die, and I expect the same. That's what I call a fair weather friend."
We caught that punk case that was easily could have been beaten by both of us. He let his attorneys turn him against me. And that's the part that I'll never forgive him for, because I'm going to ride or die with you, homie. I expect you to do the same.
One of rap history's biggest enigmas is figuring out what really happened on that fateful night in 1993 D. While it's clear that Ayanna Jackson was assaulted, the specifics remain shrouded in controversy. Tupac and his road manager Charles Fuller were ultimately convicted of first-degree assault, and the fallout from that conviction would leave a permanent stain on Tupac's career. At his sentencing in February 1995, Tupac stood before the court and delivered an apology to Ayanna Jackson, yet he remained firm in his stance that he was not guilty of the crime. "Even though I'm innocent of the charge they gave me, I'm not innocent in terms of the way I was acting," Tupac admitted. "I don't know if she's with these dudes or if she's mad at me for not protecting her, but I know I feel ashamed. Because I wanted to be accepted, and because I didn't want any harm done to me, I didn't say anything." This incident left a profound impact on Tupac, both personally and professionally. The media had a field day with the story, painting him as a villain. For Tupac, the fear of being permanently labeled haunted him deeply, a shadow he felt would follow him forever. The regret he expressed wasn't just about the incident itself, but also about how he had allowed himself to get caught up in a lifestyle and circle that put him in that position. Throughout 1994, Tupac dedicated much of his energy to proclaiming his innocence. He spoke out vehemently in interviews and public statements, trying to clear his name. One of the most emotional moments came on November 29th during a fiery interview where Tupac once again declared his innocence and expressed his frustration with the process. He was particularly upset about the fact that his case was being tried separately, despite not being the only person charged that night.
I go to jail for a crime everybody know I did not commit, get shot 5 times, and I'm getting in jail, wompty, wompty. They just say anything to assassinate my character.
Amid this turmoil, Tupac's relationship with Haitian Jack completely fell apart. The strain started with the incident, but grew as Tupac began speaking out against Jack in the media. Tupac called Jack a hanger-on, someone who thrived on being close to fame but only caused trouble. This bitterness and resentment showed in Tupac's tone whenever he talked about the case. Even before this fallout, many people in Tupac's circle had warned him about Jack. Boxer Mike Tyson, a friend and mentor to Tupac, had cautioned him that he was out of his league by hanging around someone like Haitian Jack.
There's a rumor that you told Pac not to hang out with Haitian Jack, but he didn't listen.
Well, I told Pac, man, I say, I don't know if I think you're out of your league right now.
Biggie Smalls had also warned Tupac about the street guys he was getting too close to, especially Haitian Jack. But Tupac, being fearless and headstrong, didn't take the advice seriously. This decision not only put him in dangerous situations, but also strained his friendship with Biggie, a relationship that had started with a lot of promise and camaraderie. When Tupac and Biggie first met, their bond was real. Some say they connected on the set of Poetic Justice, where Tupac played Biggie's track Party and Bullshit on repeat. At that time, Biggie was still a relatively unknown artist, and having Tupac, a major star, vibe with his music was a big deal. It was like an unspoken endorsement, and Biggie never forgot it. Their friendship grew quickly. Biggie would stay at Tupac's house in LA whenever he visited from New York, and Tupac would send him bottles of Hennessy and offer advice on navigating the industry. They had a brotherly relationship, and their respect for each other showed on stage, where they would freestyle together, including a memorable performance at Madison Square Garden. By this time, Tupac was a platinum-selling rapper and a rising movie star, while Biggie was still working to make a name for himself. Biggie admired Tupac's success and work ethic, even asking Tupac to manage him. However, Tupac advised Biggie to stick with Puff Daddy, telling him Puff would eventually make him a star. Tupac was right, but their friendship wouldn't survive the tension that followed. Many believe Tupac's association with Haitian Jack was one of the main reasons for the rift between him and Biggie. People close to Tupac warned him about Jack's reputation, but he didn't listen. Jack's name alone carried weight, and not in a good way. Born in Haiti in 1963, Jack came from a family with strong political connections. At that time, Haiti was under the brutal regime of President Jean-Claude Duvalier, a dictator known for his oppressive rule. Jack's family had been privileged under this regime, living comfortably with positions of power. But when Duvalier was overthrown in 1986, everything changed. Jack's family fled to the United States and settled in Brooklyn, New York. Life in America was a sharp contrast to what Jack had known. He didn't speak English and was bullied in school. But Jack quickly adapted, learning English and earning respect from his peers, many of whom were involved in illegal activities. Jack joined them, and by the late 1986 and early 1996, New York was deep in the grip of the crack epidemic. Jack got involved in criminal activities, including robbing drug dealers, and eventually formed a robbery crew called the Black Mafia. One of his close associates was Walter T. Johnson. Jack's street reputation grew, and by the time he opened a barber shop in Queens, he had established himself as a key player in both the streets and the hip-hop scene. The barber shop, located near the Manhattan Proper Bar, gave Jack access to a world of celebrities. He quickly became connected with big names like Mike Tyson, Shabba Ranks, Bijou Banton, and even Madonna. Jack's charisma and street reputation made him a fixture in this elite circle. It was during this period that Haitian Jack met Tupac. At first, it seemed like a perfect match. Jack's street smarts, combined with Tupac's charisma and fiery personality, made them a powerful duo. They dominated every room they entered. Jack brought Tupac deeper into the world of hustlers, gangsters, and nightlife, while Tupac gave Jack a front-row seat to the drama-filled life of a rap superstar. But as we know, their connection eventually led to chaos. They never reconciled before Tupac's tragic death in 1196. Jack has spent years defending himself and spinning his version of events. In recent interviews, he has claimed that Tupac's fallout with him was unfair, even calling Tupac a fair-weather friend for abandoning their bond when it suited him. Jack has tried to rewrite history, painting himself as someone always in Tupac's corner, only to be betrayed. However, many fans and insiders are skeptical of Jack's version, believing he may be trying to change the story now that Tupac is no longer around to challenge him.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.